Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee and welcome to a behind the scenes look at my brand new YouTube and Twitch streaming office. This is actually a Fuzzy Yoda, as we all know. But we'll go ahead and zoom out here so we can all take a look at it. And what I'm going to go ahead and do here in this video is go over all of the pieces and parts in case anybody wants to know. Because that's actually one of the most common questions that I get are, what are your computers, what are your monitors, what are you using for mice and keyboard, and all that fun stuff. So we're going to go over everything here in this video. Now currently I am running a 2-computer setup, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the computer numbers up here on the screen so everybody can see exactly what I am using for those computers. Really, I've got my primary gaming box, and then the second one is just kind of a backup computer. Use it for social media and web browsing and TeamSpeak and Discord and that kind of stuff. But a lot of that is on the primary box as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and actually start this off with the green screen as we zoom out here. This is just sort of a standard green screen from Amazon. If you go to Amazon, type in green screen, you'll have all kinds of different ones that come up. Really, it comes down to what do you want for accessories. Now for this one, if we actually get a little bit closer here and zoom up, all we did for this one is we took, as the camera's having some issues focusing there, we basically just took a curtain rod and we strung that all the way through, and then you can see it's basically like bolted or screwed into the wall. And then from there to secure it, all we did is we took thumbtacks up and down the side, and then as we zoom out you can see it's nice and secure, nice and flat, and it works out really, really well. Next up is the desk. Now for me, finding this new desk, because like I said, this is a new setup, this has only been together a couple of weeks, I wanted to make sure that I could find a really good, really big desk that could fit multiple monitors and multiple keyboards. So this is actually the Cross Island desk from Slumberland Furniture, which is a nationwide brand here in the United States. So if you're looking for a really good computer desk, definitely take a look at the Cross Island, and it does have a little bit of a drawer here as well where you can store some stuff. But just really, really nice wood, nice solid desk. Whoa. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the computer monitors, which is always a really important subject. The primary monitor that I have there is an Asus ROG. The Asus ROG series are some of the best computer monitors for gaming that you can get. This one in particular is the PG278QR. Just absolutely fantastic stats, 1 millisecond refresh, 165 Hertz, really, really good monitor. I highly, highly recommend it. For monitor 2, this is a little bit of a lower end gaming monitor. I would not recommend it for high end, but definitely low end, because the ROG, that's somewhere between like a $600 and $800 monitor, when this one is more like a $300, I think. But it's also an Asus. This one is going to be the Asus PB258Q is going to be that one. And both of these two monitors have a lot of really nice features. In particular, this one here, well, both of them, you can actually take them and you can move them up and down, as I'm trying to do this with one hand here, all the way back up. And then you can also take them and you can spin them like 360 degrees. If for some reason you actually need it to be on its side, both of those monitors can do that as well. The third monitor I have is really not even worth mentioning the part number. It's a super old little like 19-inch monitor, and I use that for machine number 2. Next up is going to be the mouse. This is the somewhat newer Razer Naga Hex 2. I've always liked this series. These mice are really, really nice. You can see it's got the ring array on the side with 7 buttons, 2 more buttons here, and then the mouse wheel actually moves left and right as well for 2 more even additional buttons. So yeah, that's a really, really great mouse. I love that series. And my second mouse, again, it's like some crappy old Logitech, not even worth talking about. Next up on the list, let's talk about the camera. The camera is the Logitech C920. This is like the most commonly used camera out there. Everybody uses this camera, and that's because it has such high quality and it's fairly cheap. So yeah, if you're looking for a good camera, the Logitech C920 is absolutely the way to go on that. Next up is the microphone. Always get lots of questions on this one. This is going to be the Blue Yeti. And there are several in the Blue Yeti series. And I think the reason why this one is also very commonly used is because it's really high quality for a fairly cheap price. Now there's definitely better mics out there. You know, probably the biggest issue with this one is that it tends to pick up everything. So you have to make sure that you're in a fairly quiet room or that you have this thing turned down pretty well. Now attached to this we have a standard Rode arm. Again, if you like search Amazon for Rode arm, it'll pop up. Same with this device that's on the front here. This is a pop filter. You see it actually has its own arm that just clamps right onto the Rode. And again, search pop filter on Amazon and that'll pop right up for you. But the real professionals on YouTube, their microphone setup will easily be over $1,000. You know, this is somewhere between a, let's say, $200 or $300 setup. So it's absolutely great for beginners. But if you're going more advanced, definitely have to look at something perhaps a little bit better. I could definitely tell you at some point down the road I'm going to be upgrading this because I think that I've kind of outgrown it. You know, I've used it long enough to know the good things and bad things about the Yeti series, and just overall I think I'm ready for something just a little bit better. Next up we'll talk about the headsets that I use. These are really not that fancy. They're very mid-range. They're the Sennheiser PC151s. You can see I've actually got two of them for the two PCs. But they're not low end, they're not high end, they're just kind of right in the middle. And I think I'm probably going to be in the market for something better here real soon. I definitely want a 5.1 or a 7.1 surround sound. But like I said, these are good, but they're not the best. Keyboards. I don't think we talked about keyboards yet. And again, I don't really have anything too fancy on these. They're both the same. They're Logitech K120s. Just very simple little keyboards. For whatever reason, I've never really gotten into the fancy ones. Maybe I should. Next up on the list is going to be this little device. This is what they call an external capture card. So if you want to stream from your Xbox and PlayStation and other consoles actually through your computer, or if you want to record, you actually need to pick up one of these little guys. And basically these just connect to your computer via USB, and then they have an internal and external HDMI ports. And then they all come with their own software for recording, or if you want to use something like XSplit or OBS, you can definitely do that. But on the rare occasion where I shoot or record from the 360 or PlayStation or whatever, I'm actually using that little guy. And if this is another case where if you're going to take it super serious, like even more serious than I am, you probably don't want an external one of these. You probably want an internal one of these, because that'll give you a slight increase on, you know, speed and performance and all that. But you know, these little external ones, they work just fine as long as you're using, you know, probably USB 3.0 or something along those lines. Kind of wrapping this up here, we're almost done. Let's very quickly take a look at the lighting setup. Now, of course, when it comes to lighting, there's all kinds of crazy special things you can get. I've kind of cheated, and it's worked out really well for me. And I have basically just 3 of those. Those are the freestanding lamps. You can get them at Walmart or whatever. You got good light bulbs in them. And as I sort of move around here, I do have 3 of them. So it's like there's one there, there's one there, and then I use that one for backlighting on the green screen. I might get a 4th one and actually put it back over in this corner just for some additional backlighting. But if you've seen my streams or videos, you know that whenever I'm on Facecam, it's all pretty well lit, so you don't need to spend, you know, $500 on a fancy lighting setup when you can get these for, I don't know, what are they, $10 a piece or something at Walmart? And they have, you know, the little cranks on them, so they've got the 3 different sort of lighting levels, but it works out pretty good. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we covered everything. So I guess the final thing I'll say on this is, back in high school, I had the dream of like the perfect computer setup. And it took me somewhere between 5 and 7 years to actually get enough money to build that dream setup. I had that set up for a long time, and then, you know, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I decided, you know what, I need something better, and I was able to build this. So when you have hopes, when you have dreams, work hard and you can make it happen. So that is the key quote for today, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, is just work hard and make your dreams come true, and you too can easily have something like this. So many, many years of work went into building something like this. It's not something that I was able to do overnight. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that helps you out. Shows you what I have for this amazing streaming setup. A dream come true for me, absolutely. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.